Welcome back to Bite-Sized AI, keeping you relevant in an AI world. Let's wind the clock back just 12 months. Do you remember the sheer volume of hype leading into 2025? It wasn't just about chatbots anymore. The industry promised us something bigger. They promised us agency.
Oh, absolutely. The narrative was inescapable. If 2023 was the year of the chatbot and 2023 was the year of integration, then the year 2025 was supposed to be the year of the agent. We were told we'd stop talking to AI and start letting AI do things for us. Book my vacation, plan the itinerary, email the hotels, and handle the payments.
Exactly. The vision was fully autonomous software that could pursue goals, not just predict the next word. But here we are, into 2026, and, well, I'm still booking my own flights. The revolution feels a bit more like a stagnation. What happened? Why did the year of the agent fizzle out so hard?
It's the classic case of the gap between a demo and a product. See, in a controlled demo environment, an AI agent looks like magic. It navigates a web browser, clicks the right buttons, and solves the problem. But the reality of 225 proved that the real world is messy, and current LLMs, even the advanced ones we have now, struggle with compounding probability.
Compounding probability? Break that down for us.
Sure. Imagine you have an AI agent that needs to complete a task involving 10 distinct steps. Let's say the AI is 95% accurate at each step. That sounds amazing, right? An A-grade student.
Sounds pretty reliable to me.
In isolation, yes. But if you chain 10 of those steps together, you have to multiply those probabilities. By the time you get to step 10, the likelihood of the agent successfully completing the entire workflow without a critical error drops to about 60%. In a business context, a tool that fails 40% of the time isn't a tool. It's a liability.
That's a great point. It reminds me of that intern metaphor people were using last year. They said agents would be like digital interns. But if I have to spend more time checking the intern's work than it would take to do it myself, I'm just going to fire the intern.
Precisely. And that's exactly what happened in the enterprise sector this year. CIOs realized that human in the loop wasn't just a safety feature. It was a necessity because the agents kept hallucinating in complex workflows. They would get stuck in loops, or worse, confidently execute the wrong action. Imagine an agent autonomously refunding the wrong customer because it misread a policy update. That's the trust gap we hit in 2025.
So reliability was the wall they hit. But what about cost? I remember reading reports earlier this year that running these agentic loops was burning through compute budgets like crazy.
That's the second nail in the coffin. Agentic workflows are incredibly compute hungry. An agent doesn't just answer once. It thinks, it plans, it reflects on its plan, it executes, it encounters an error, it tries again. A single request from a user could trigger 50 backend inferences.
So we traded latency for autonomy, but didn't quite get the autonomy, and paid a premium for it.
Right? The unit economics just didn't make sense for a lot of consumer applications. Companies realized that for 90% of tasks, a standard, fast, cheap chatbot was better than a slow, expensive, and somewhat clumsy agent. We saw a pivot back to copilots rather than autopilots.
It's interesting you say that because it feels like the infrastructure wasn't ready either. I mean, giving an AI permission to click buttons on my screen is one thing, but having it interface with legacy banking software or messy corporate databases, that seems like a nightmare.
It is. We underestimated the integration debt. To make an agent work, you need clean APIs, application programming interfaces. You need structured data, but the world runs on messy, unstructured data and software from the 1990s. The AI agents in 2025 were like trying to drive a Formula One car on a gravel road. The engine is powerful, but the environment isn't built for it.
So, where does that leave us? Is the dream of agentic AI dead, or are we just in the trough of disillusionment?
Definitely the latter. The dream isn't dead, it's just being disciplined. What we are seeing now as we move into the year 2026 is a shift towards specialized agents instead of a general purpose agents.
Thank you. And that brings us to the end of another bite-sized AI. Until next time.